Guys, tonight I have a flight leaving from here in Madrid to Argentina, to Buenos Aires, and I have a little bit of free time before that happens, so I thought today I would take you a little bit behind the scenes and show you how I get the various shots that make up this vlog. But first, I gotta get this room packed up. So those shots that got me between from when I last talked to you to now, that's called B-roll, and that's what this video's mostly going to be focused on. B-roll is essentially the filler footage, but it can't just be random shots. It needs to help tell the story. It needs to amplify the story. So, for example, right now I'm heading for lunch. The next shots can't just be random shots of the city. They need to be shots that are telling the story of me getting from here, now to lunch, and having lunch.
All I need is you, baby, baby. Don't claim to be no. All I need is you, baby, baby. Over love. Over love.
One of the type of shots you guys know I love to shoot is time-lapse. I think time-lapse just adds like this really dynamic, motion-filled, exciting sequence to your videos. So I'm gonna head down to the Plaza Mayor here and I'll show you guys how I make those happen. So I'm sitting here in the future and I realized that somehow I missed filming the actual clip where I told you how I shoot the first form of time-lapse, which is just with the GoPro. The GoPro has its own video time-lapse function that basically stitches together a really, really smooth time-lapse. So this is what those time-lapses look like.
Don't claim to be no. All I need is you, baby, baby.
Another way I like to put together time-lapse is just by speeding up video like 4,000 to 6,000 times, because you can do really cool stuff like this.
Over love. Over love.
There is an insane amount of wind happening right now, so I'm sure that clip was rocking a little bit more than it should. But let's get out of here. Another shot I've loved introducing into the vlog recently is some of the hyperlapse stuff. So I'm gonna head over to Templo de Debo and I'll show you guys how I make those happen.
Don't claim to be no. All I need is you, baby, baby. All I need is you.
Sorry in advance for the wind noise, but it's really, really windy right now and I'm filming on the GoPro rather than this thing. So I don't really have the advantage of the mic. Talking quick about hyperlapse. Hyperlapse is this thing I've been including in the vlog for the past month or so, and I absolutely love it because I think it gives that sensation of movement, of going on a journey, of just wandering from one place to another, and that's a really fun aspect to add into the vlog. Traditionally speaking, you'd make hyperlapse by taking photos, by setting up a tripod or monopod and holding the exact same focus point for every single photo and then stitching them together in a video. I don't do it that way. I use this thing. This is the Zhiyun Crane gimbal, and all I do is hold my focus point the best I can using the gimbal, and I just walk. Then later, just like the time-lapse footage, I speed up the content to like 3,000 times or 4,000 times, and it comes out that sweet little hyperlapse that I love doing. So I'm at the Temple of Debo now. Let's go shoot some footage.
All I need is you, baby, baby.
I'm done here at Templo de Debo. I think I'm gonna wander over to the palace or maybe Plaza de España.
All I need is you, baby, baby. All I need is you, baby.
So far we talked a lot about speeding up footage to give it that exciting popping effect. But another really good shot that I like to incorporate from time to time is to slow down the footage, get a little bit of slow-mo. Pumping your camera up to like 120 frames a second, either on the GoPro or your bigger camera, can really give it a nice cinematic effect, but it can also completely change the vibe of your shots. And of course, once you get used to all these different styles, you can put the speed and the slow-mo together and go from 100 to 0 real quick. In general, this B-roll footage is so important. Without this footage, today's vlog would look a little bit something like this. Guys, tonight I have a flight leaving from here in Madrid to Argentina, to Buenos Aires. Right now I'm heading for lunch. So right now I'm gonna head over to Templo de Debod. I'm done here at Templo de Debod. I think I'm gonna wander over to the palace. And I just realized I forgot to print out my visa. Actually, I forgot to buy my visa for Argentina. I got my visa sorted and I'm at the airport and ready to knock out my edit. And I think the biggest mistake a lot of vloggers make when they're starting out, I definitely did, is that their first couple episodes, their first couple years even, it didn't have enough B-roll. There's an old saying in videography that you can never have enough B-roll. But at the same time, when you're daily vlogging like I do, you really have to be efficient when you're shooting to make sure you're not overshooting and over-editing. You can't waste your time. So you really have to plan out your day's shooting, developing that B-roll to fit the story you're trying to tell each day. And because I'm efficient in how I'm shooting, at the end of each day, I probably use like 85–90% of the footage I shoot on a daily basis.
I can't wait to see what illusion you've come up with for us. One of those romantic boy meets girl, boy loses girl stories?
With all these shooting techniques, I think it's really easy to get way too caught up in doing fancy shots. I think for a lot of us travel vloggers especially, we really start to almost get lazy in how we're shooting. And instead of telling the story, we just fly our drone in an epic location and give you gratuitously beautiful footage without telling the story. So don't discount just typical shots, just everyday, quick little videos from your surroundings and your daily life. And I just realized I forgot to print out my visa. Actually, I forgot to buy my visa for Argentina. So I need to find an internet cafe and get to the airport. And when we get there, we'll talk a little bit about editing. I got my visa sorted and I'm at the airport and ready to knock out my edit. I use Premiere Pro to do my editing, but you don't need to. There's also Sony Vegas, there's Premiere Elements, there's a number of products you can use. And it usually takes me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to knock out the edit. So let's get at it. I got my rough edit done of the vlog, but now I need to go check into my flight, go through security, and then on the other end of that, I will finish putting the finishing touches on the video. And that's music, and cutting it to the music. Now, everybody's gonna ask where I get the music. I tend to go onto SoundCloud, find music, artists that I really like, and then I contact them directly, offer them a little bit of a fee to let me use their music in my videos, credit them in the videos, and that's basically how it's done. So let's cruise through security and head towards my flight. Buenos Aires. And just like that, I'm all done this episode. You guys might notice, or maybe you didn't, that I didn't really talk about gear in this video. And that's because I don't think gear should be an issue. I don't think it should be an excuse. Basically, every single shot I got on this vlog today, I could have done with a GoPro or even just my smartphone. And maybe a little bit of a stabilizer or a little tripod. So don't let gear be an excuse. If you want to shoot vlogs, just start. Now I've got a 14-hour flight. Hopefully my voice starts coming back. And I guess I'll see you guys on the other side from Argentina tomorrow. Peace.